Do you often feel burdened by an incessant headache that makes your days difficult? Have you tried to treat it with many medicines without success? Listen to the story of young Haruto who, thanks to the valuable advice of a wise Zen master, was able to rid himself forever of the headache that plagued him. If you are enjoying this video and want to support this channel, I invite you to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this beautiful story with your friends. And if you want to share your thoughts with us, you can leave a comment below and tell us about your experience. And now let's move on to our video. In a small town nestled between mountains and forests, there lived a young man named Haruto. Haruto had a persistent problem, a headache that plagued him day and night, despite all his attempts to relieve it. He had consulted doctors, tried medications, changed his diet, but nothing seemed to work in the long run. One day, hearing about the wise advice of the Zen master of the nearby monastery, Haruto decided to go there in search of a solution. He crossed the winding paths to the top of the mountain, where the monastery stood with its quiet majesty. After a long wait, he finally had the opportunity to speak with the Zen master, a wise elder with eyes that shone with serenity. "Master," Haruto said respectfully, "I have looked everywhere for a cure for my headache, but nothing seems to work. I hope you can enlighten me with your wisdom." The master looked at him with compassion and said, "A headache is like a storm brewing in the mind, but every storm, if faced with wisdom, can be calmed. Listen carefully, Haruto, and follow me." With the master's permission, Haruto sat on a small straw mat in the quiet inner garden of the monastery. The soft sound of a bubbling fountain filled the air as the morning sun filtered through the foliage of the old cherry trees. The master sat across from him, his hands calmly clasped on his knees. "To begin your journey to headache relief," the master said in a deep, warm voice, "we must learn to breathe consciously." Haruto nodded, closing his eyes and following the master's instructions. He inhaled slowly, feeling the fresh air fill his lungs as he mentally counted to 4. He held his breath for a moment, feeling his mind focus on the inner silence. Then he exhaled softly, counting to 6, letting go of all tension as the air left his body. The teacher guided him through this breathing cycle for several minutes, encouraging him to find a natural, relaxed rhythm. "Each breath is a bridge to calm," the teacher said. "Observe how your body and mind harmonize with the movement of the breath." Haruto began to feel a feeling of lightness spread through his body. The tensions around his temples seemed to gradually melt away as the steady rhythm of breathing helped him find a new internal balance. "Deep, mindful breathing is not just an exercise," the teacher continued. "It is a way to connect with your inner being, letting go of what no longer serves you, and taking in what is essential to your well-being." When Haruto opened his eyes at the end of the breathing session, he felt a tranquility he had not experienced in a long time. The master smiled, recognizing the change in his eyes. "Remember," the master said as he rose gracefully, "this is just the beginning of your journey. Keep practicing mindful breathing every day, and you will find that your headaches will be less intrusive." After internalizing the first teaching on mindful breathing, Haruto approached the Zen master again with renewed curiosity. "Master," he asked respectfully, "will you teach me the second step to liberation from my headache?" The master nodded wisely and invited Haruto to follow him along a winding path leading through a bamboo forest. The soothing sound of the wind in the branches accompanied their steps as they ventured deeper into the stillness of nature. When they reached a clearing surrounded by ancient trees, the master pointed to a large carpet of green grass lit by the sun's golden rays. "Here, Haruto," the master said, "you will learn the importance of body awareness and tension." Haruto sat with the master, hearing the cool whisper of the wind caressing the leaves around them. The master invited Haruto to close his eyes and bring his attention to his own body. "Often headaches are the result of accumulated tension," the master began in a quiet voice. "Observe where your body is stiff or tense." Haruto focused on his shoulders, feeling a feeling of heaviness and stiffness. The master guided him through mindfulness exercises, encouraging him to slowly release muscle tension with each deep exhalation. "Imagine you are like bamboo," the master said with a smile. "Flexible and strong, able to bend but not break in the face of life's pressures." The master then introduced Haruto to simple Tai Chi movements, a slow, flowing dance that combined mindful breathing and gentle movements. With each movement, Haruto felt tensions melt away and a sense of calmness pervade him. "Practice these techniques every day," the teacher advised as they admired the pinkish sunset painting the sky together. "Your body and mind will work together to maintain internal balance, thus reducing the frequency and intensity of your headaches." After learning the lessons on mindful breathing and body awareness, Haruto felt a new surge in his spirit as he returned to the monastery to meet the Zen master again. The sun was rising over the mountain peaks, dyeing the sky red and gold against the dark outline of the pine trees. The master greeted him with a serene smile and led him to a garden of herbs and colorful flowers. "Today, Haruto," the master said as they sat by a small pond, "we will explore the importance of nutrition and hydration for well-being." With kindness, the master expounded the idea that food is not only nourishment for the body, but also for the mind and spirit. What you put in your body has a profound impact on your overall health, including headaches, he explained. Avoid foods that can cause inflammation or blood sugar surges. Prefer fresh, nutrient-rich foods such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. Haruto nodded, reflecting on his past eating habits and realizing how often he had neglected the importance of a balanced diet. The teacher told him how hydration is also crucial. "Often headaches can be caused simply by dehydration," the master said, offering Haruto a cup of freshly brewed green tea. "Drink at least 8 glasses of water a day. Water not only helps keep the body hydrated, but can also help reduce the severity of headaches." Haruto tasted the green tea, feeling its herbaceous and refreshing flavor resonate within him like a promise of healing and renewal. The master went on to talk about the importance of being mindful of what you eat. "Eat slowly and gratefully," he suggested, choosing foods that not only nourish your body, but also fill you with positive energy. As the sun began to set behind the mountains, Haruto thanked the master for his valuable teachings. He felt more determined than ever to transform his food and water habits to support his journey to complete healing. After internalizing the precepts of mindful breathing, body awareness, and healthy eating, Haruto felt closer to solving his persistent headache. He decided to return to the monastery to meet with the Zen master again, hoping to learn the next step on his healing journey. The master greeted him with his gentle smile and led him to a small room used for meditation. The walls were decorated with ancient scrolls, and an oil lamp diffused a soft, soothing light. "Now, Haruto," the master began in a quiet voice, "we will explore stress and mind management as an integral part of your healing path." Haruto sat comfortably, ready to absorb each of the master's words thoughtfully. "The mind is like a garden," the master began. "It requires care and attention to thrive. Often headaches are aggravated by the stress and worries we accumulate in our minds." The master shared meditation techniques with Haruto, guiding him through the practice of focusing on the breath and letting thoughts flow without judging them. "Meditation allows you to develop a greater awareness of your thoughts and emotions," the master explained. "When you learn to observe your thoughts without identifying with them, you can reduce stress and create an inner space of calm and peace." Haruto closed his eyes and followed the master's instructions. He began to feel a feeling of lightness as his mind cleared of daily worries and accumulated tension. "Practice meditation every day," the master continued, "even for just a few minutes. In time, you will find that your mind will become clearer and calmer, and the headache will lose its grip on you." The master then spoke about the importance of gratitude and present moment awareness. "We often focus too much on the problems and challenges of life," he said, forgetting to appreciate the small joys and moments of peace that surround us. Haruto reflected on how often he had neglected to appreciate the simple and precious things in his busy life. He promised himself to start keeping a gratitude journal, where he would jot down 3 things each day for which he was grateful. When Haruto stood up to take leave of the master, he felt a sense of rebirth within himself. He had received not only practical teachings, but also a new perspective on life and how to deal with stress and worries. After absorbing teachings on breathing, body awareness, healthy eating, and stress management, Haruto felt that he was finally grasping the reins of his well-being. He decided to return to the monastery to meet with the Zen master again, eager to discover the 5th and final piece of advice that would complete his healing journey. The master greeted him with his calm smile and led him to a secret garden surrounded by high stone walls. In the center, a small pond reflected the clear sky and the sun shining above them. "Now, Haruto," the master began, "we will explore the importance of restful sleep and relaxation as fundamental pillars of your health." Haruto sat on the bank of the pond, listening attentively as the master spoke about the importance of quality sleep. "Sleep is the time when the body and mind heal and regenerate," the master explained. "Often headaches can be aggravated by fatigue and lack of adequate rest." The master shared with Haruto techniques for creating a relaxing evening routine, such as avoiding stimulants such as caffeine in the hours before rest, and creating a quiet and comfortable environment in the bedroom. Before going to bed, the master suggested, set aside time to relax completely. You can practice meditation or yoga, or simply read a relaxing book or listen to calm music. The important thing is that your body and mind prepare for sleep in a natural and relaxed way. Haruto nodded earnestly, realizing how often he had neglected the importance of a restful evening routine. The master went on to talk about the importance of maintaining a regular sleep schedule, going to bed and waking up at the same time each day to establish a healthy circadian rhythm. Maintaining a restful sleep routine not only helps reduce headaches, the teacher said, but also supports your overall health, increases your concentration and energy during the day. Haruto reflected on how restful sleep could be the final key to his complete recovery. He committed himself to following the master's advice with discipline and determination, knowing that each step would bring him closer to freedom from the headache that had plagued him for so long. Haruto listened to the master's every word with attention and respect. He resolved to put his teachings into practice with commitment and discipline. Months later, Haruto returned to the monastery, but this time with a radiant smile. "Master," he said gratefully, "your teachings have changed my life. The headache has become a distant memory." The master smiled serenely. "Wisdom is like an eternal spring," he said. "Keep practicing what you have learned, and your mind and body will be in harmony." With a heart full of joy and wisdom, Haruto took leave of the teacher, knowing that he had found not only the cure for his headache, but also a path to inner peace and lasting well-being. This tale, shared through the power of storytelling, hopes to enlighten those seeking comfort and advice to combat their headaches, inspired by the age-old wisdom of Buddhist philosophy.